Welcome into Hittin Hard with Jon Chuckery here on Locked On Sports Atlanta. Today on the show, Al Davis said it best, just win, baby. Is Alex Anthopoulos the most popular GM in Atlanta history? And Atlanta United is not very fun to watch right now. It's all next, Hittin Hard with Jon Chuckery, Locked On Sports Atlanta.
This is Hittin Hard with Jon Chuckery, part of Locked On Sports Atlanta. And it starts now.
Welcome into a Thursday edition of Hittin Hard with Jon Chuckery here on Locked On Sports Atlanta. We ask you to head to youtube.com, put Locked On Sports Atlanta in that search browser. When you find our page, hit that subscribe button, leave us a comment. Free and available on all of your favorite podcast platforms, including Spotify and Odyssey. Leave us a 5-star review there. And, of course, follow me on my personal Twitter page at JMCH316. Well, it was a tough night at the ballpark last night. Besides the rain delay, which always throws a quirk into games and you wonder how it's going to go before and after rain delay. Jake Odorizzi last night for the Braves stunk up the joint, right? He came out, gave up a couple of home runs, would give up another home run. It just, again, he's probably got about one or maybe two more starts to get some things figured out before the Braves. Who knows? Maybe DFA him or who knows what they may do. I can tell you this, he ain't going to make the playoff roster and all this, that, and the other. But tough night at the ballpark. Here's where we're at, though. Like, we knew going into this series, what I talk about, you have to win 3 out of 4, right? Braves did their job, and they took the first 2 games against everybody not named Max Scherzer and Jacob deGrom, right? And Scherzer was good. He wasn't great. Toward the end when he got pulled, he did get credited for giving up some of those runs. Grossman hit the big 3-run homer, and it was bringing him back, and this, then the other. And then their bullpen just kind of imploded from there, right? Well, now it's all on the line. And you get Max Fried back today. Now you have today's matchup is every bit of game 1 of a starting playoff series. Take any round of MLB playoffs. Jacob deGrom and Max Fried is ace on ace. This is a primetime playoff matchup in any round of MLB playoffs, right? But it's like Al Davis said, just win, baby. Because if you lose tonight, all the work that you put in those first 2 games goes away. Because at this point, you've split the series. You haven't gained any ground on the Mets. You only have 3 games left with them, and you'll be 6 games back in the loss column. So you'll have not gained anything, and you're not going to be able to arbitrarily win the division just by beating them head-to-head with the 3 games that are left. You're going to have help from them. You're going to have continue to beat up all these vagabonds and all these flea bag and low-life teams and things like that. You start taking things out of your own hands. At least tonight, if you pick up another game, you put yourself within striking distance for that series in October. So, as Al Davis said, just win. Now, look, Jacob deGrom going to pitch tonight in his career against the Braves. 10-7, a 2.01 ERA, 213 strikeouts in 166 innings, 11.5 strikeouts per 9 innings, over 6 strikeouts for every 1 walk that he gives up. Of course, remember the last time that he pitched against the Atlanta Braves, he gave up, 12 strikeouts in 5 2/3 innings. He's 2-0 on the season. He's made 3 starts. He's given up a total of 3 earned runs. So his ERA is $1.62. He's averaging 15 strikeouts per 9 innings with 28 strikeouts in 16 innings. Ain't nothing about this going to be easy today. And you're going to have clutch hits. We've been talking about this. Get guys on base. Be patient. Try to draw a walk. 15 pitch at bat for a walk, I'll take it. Move a guy from first to, move a guy along from first to third on a single. Get aggressive on the base pass. I got no problem with Ronnie getting thrown out last night. Their catcher made 3 tremendous throws. Okay? You have to be aggressive. When you play these kinds of teams, you have to be aggressive. I don't care if you do get thrown out. I like the strategy. They had to make a perfect play to get those outs, and they did. Give them credit for it. Now, we'll talk more about this in just a second here, but first, let me talk about my friends over at Built Bar. Listen, you know how much we talk about these, the protein-infused marshmallows, the protein puffs, right? Well, listen, we've got the new flavor that's out right now. Cookie dough chunk. Light, chewy texture, covered in 100% real chocolate. Listen, I've told you before, you want a high-protein snack, low sugar, low carb, and all that kind of stuff. 160 calories with 15 grams of protein in them, right? Low carb, low sugar, perfect for when you need that snack, that little pick-me-up, things like that. The new flavor this month is cookie dough chunk, the protein-infused marshmallow puffs. Here's what we've got going on, okay? We got our deal going for you here. If you head over to built.com, put together your order. Again, I'm going to also recommend you try the s'mores because I love the s'more. I was pleasantly surprised about how good the s'mores were. But also try the new cookie dough chunk marshmallow-infused or protein-infused marshmallow puff as well. Put that whole order together. Grab a whole bunch of stuff. Grab some boxes of stuff. When you get to the checkout, put the coupon code LOCKEDON15, LOCKEDON, the number 1, the number 5, LOCKEDON15, and you'll get 15% off that order. Use the promo code LOCKEDON15 at checkout to get 15%. Try the new cookie dough chunk marshmallow puff, 15 grams of protein, only 160 calories. Head to built.com today. But you don't want to toss away the work of the first 2 games of this series by losing these last 2. And I understand it's Scherzer and DeGrom. It's why I've said before. That's why the Mets are not going to collapse, because they got those 2 guys. They're not going to go on a 5 or 6 game winning streak or losing streak. If the Mets go on a 5 or 6 game losing streak, that means DeGrom and Scherzer both lost. Well, how many times is that going to happen when not one but both guys start losing? So they're not going to blow a whole bunch of games to the flea bag Nationals, the dirt bag Pirates, the god awful Rockies, and all that kind of stuff. Again, we've talked about when you have your opportunity head to head, you have to get it going. Oh, by the way, too, I do have to laugh about the fact that for all those people that say, "Oh, you're hating on Marcell Ozuna," as we've talked about him. Yeah, of course I'm hating on Marcell Ozuna because he stinks. Hello, he's not hit for average, doesn't get on base. He hits the occasional home run and doesn't do anything else. You can't put him in the field. He can't steal a base. Why do you think the manager has sat him? Why do you think he's sitting in the most important series played in baseball this year, and the manager's sitting him? The manager's sitting a $16 million player that you signed. The guy who won the Silver Slugger 2 years ago. Why do you think he's sitting him? Because he stinks. Is that clear enough for you? He stinks. That's why he's not playing. That's why I don't want him playing this series. I don't want him playing against Houston. I don't want to see him. Let him go to Lake Eufaula, go fishing. Let him go to the beach. I don't care. Just go away till next week when it's back to the Nationals and the Pirates and the dirtbag Rockies or whoever the hell that the Braves got. The flea bag Marlins or whatever. Yeah, the manager ain't playing him for a reason. He agrees with me. Not you, he agrees with me. Yeah, I'm hating on him because he ain't doing nothing for this team. Sorry, sidebar rant and everything like that. But the Braves have to find a way to get done. Yeah, it sucks. You got Jacob deGrom on the mound today. Yeah, you're going to have to be patient. You're going to have to work him, right? Eventually they did start to get to, Max Scherzer a little bit right before they pulled him, got into the Mets bullpen. You're going to have to work some counts. You're going to have to run DeGrom's pitch count out. You're going to have patience. And I know it's easier said than done, right? You got a guy on the mound who's a flamethrower averaging 15 strikeouts per 9 innings. Think about that, right? The last time he saw the Atlanta Braves, what do you have? 12 of his 17 outs were via the strikeout? That's absurd. You have to put the ball in play. What do we say about playoff baseball? Put the ball in play. Put pressure on defense. Put pressure on the other teams. This game today, for me, they need to get Ronnie on base. Can you walk? Can you get a hit? Whatever. I don't need Ronnie to homer and try, pull. I need Ronnie just to get on base. Get on base, put pressure on the Mets defense, force them to have to make perfect throws again, force DeGrom to have to work around guys on base. To me today, Ronnie is the key to getting this thing cranked up and going. If I can get him on base and let him do his running around and wreaking havoc on the base paths and things like that, get me as many of those speed guys on the base paths in this game today. But you have to find a way to win. You lose today, the chances of winning the division go like that real quick because you're 6 back in the loss column with 40 whatever games left and only 3 against the Mets. All right, when we get back, is Alex Anthopoulos of the Braves the most popular GM in Atlanta history? We'll talk about that next. Hitting Hard with Jon Chuckery, Locked on Sports Atlanta.